Joints January, day 9. Today we're going to be training the hip joint at a moderate intensity. I'm going to get you to place your left leg forward, right leg back. Bend your left leg at 90 degrees at the knee joint, toes pulled back to the shin. Bend your right knee to 90 degrees, toes pulled back to the shin. And you should be forming this dual 90-90 position. If you can't sit in this, even with the hands down, if it's extremely uncomfortable on your right hip, just pull both the heels into the hamstring. What we're going to do here is sit tall, then we're going to be looking to find a stretch deep into the left glute. How you're going to achieve that, you may just need to lean forward a slight amount and feel that stretch deep into the hip. If you need a little more, you're going to feel like you're reaching your chest forward rather than going straight down, and feel like at the same time you're pressing your buttocks back behind you. Right here, I feel the stretch, and I'm just going to rest into this for the next 10 seconds. Hands are on the ground, they're framing my thigh. I have a little more pressure in my left hand than my right, but I'm trying to do pretty equal pressure with both my hands. Just feeling into that stretch, maybe taking a deep breath. And what I'm going to start to do is all this area under my left shin from the ankle to the knee, I'm going to start to push that down into the mat. And what I'm feeling is an enhancement on the sensation in my left glute. So that place that I was just in the stretch or felt the stretch on, I now feel an increase in sensation at that area. So when I'm pressing down, I feel my left deep glute more. I'm going to continue to press down, and I'm pressing down at about 3 out of 10. And I'm focusing on pressing down right in the middle of my shin. So it would probably be about equal pressure at the ankle and the knee. You're going to start pressing down at about 4 or 5 out of 10. I'm just going to keep holding this. We're not going more intense today. We're just going to hold for a fairly long duration. I feel a little bit of my right glute too, just to kind of keep me stable in this position. That's fine. If this back hip is bothering you, the right side in this case, again, take that heel closer into the glute, or just slightly adjust your right thigh, but try not to move around too much. As I'm talking here, I'm still pushing down. I'm feeling myself push into the mats below me. I'm feeling this imprint type sensation, or I'm trying to make an imprint into the mat. I'm going to hold for another 10 seconds here. Then I'm going to immediately go into feeling like I'm lifting or attempting to lift my shin off the ground. So we're just pushing that full shin bone into the floor. Now I feel like I'm trying to lift off the ground. If you didn't shift your torso at all, it's very unlikely you're actually going to lift the shin bone on the ground, just because you have very poor leverage at the hip joint or the external rotator muscles, the adductor. Maybe you can lift it, but if you feel like you lifted or reached yourself back, get back over the thigh with your chest, and then continue to try to just get light with the shin. I'm only putting in about a 3 to 5 out of 10 effort, but I do feel a lot of sensation in my inner thigh, high up in my groin. Still trying to lift this leg off the floor, or lift this shin off the floor, left side. Trying to get lighter with my knee and my foot. It's not that difficult to pull up with the knee, as you can see there, but if you try to equally pull up the knee and the foot, then it becomes very difficult. I'm going to hold here for 5 more seconds. Keeping my left leg forward, I'm now going to sit taller. And I'm going to begin to push down once again with my shin into the mat at about a 3 out of 10. This time though, I'm going to slowly reach my chest forward as I'm continuing to push down. I feel even more of an enhancement of that stretch area deep in my glute now. I'm going to continue to reach forward. I am going down, but my aim is more forward with the chest. So I'm reaching out in front of me rather than just straight down. And pay really good attention that you're still pushing down with the shin here. I feel like I can't go much further. I'm getting a very big stretch. It's almost getting to the point of being uncomfortable, so I'm going to come back up. Place my chest, or rotate my chest over the knee now. push down again with the middle of the shin and start to reach forward. Slowly reaching forward, coming down piece by piece. My shin is still pushing into the ground. That's good for me. Now I'm going to rotate one more rep. Rotate to the inside so my chest is now facing my left foot. It's hard to push down with the middle of the shin, but still attempting to. You could also think about the knee in this position. Trying to reach forward. This one's quite difficult. It feels very like you don't have much motion. Pushing down, reaching forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, come up. Switch your legs. So now the right leg is going to go in front. The left leg is going to go to the back. Again, it's very common to have big differences side to side here. So if you have to pull the heel in on the front or the back, do so. If you feel like you can manage, toes pull to the shins, hands frame the thigh, reach the chest forward until you feel a deep stretch or a large stretch deep in the glute on the right side. And then just pause there. We'll just hold for about 5 more seconds in the stretch. Then I'm going to start to push the shin on my right side down into the ground, right in the middle of the shin at about a 3 out of 10 to begin with. Remember, I'm trying to push equally from the ankle and the knee, so splits the difference right in the middle. Hands are here for support. This is different, like not holding onto the ground is good in a way. It trains something different, but you can get you're much more stabilized with your hands down, and you'll see the difference. You can push much harder, so keep your hands down. Start to push at about a 5 out of 10 into the ground. So now I'm trying to push into that floor 5 out of 10. Continuing to push, trying to keep my position steady, not trying to fidget around. If the left hip is unbearable, you can make a slight adjustment. If it's not though, stay in the position, try not to fidget. Keep pushing down at a 5 out of 10. So it's not difficult, but it's getting uncomfortable just because of the duration, because of the position we're in, because of the time being accumulated. 10 seconds. Don't move at all and begin to get light with your shin, trying to pull the foot and the knee off the ground. So again, I'm focusing right on the middle of the shin trying to lift. It's easier to lift just the knee. Once you try to incorporate that foot though too, it becomes much more difficult. Feel a little bit of squeezing into my left hip. It's bearable, it's fine if you feel it. Keep trying to get lighter and lighter with that shin off the floor. The chest is still reaching forward though. Trying to pull up. We'll go for 10 more seconds. Right now we're feeling the inner thigh of the right leg. High growing. 3, 2, sit up tall. Start to push right in the middle of that shin down into the ground again. This time we're going to reach forward, coming down towards the ground, still pushing down, still pushing down, reaching forward, enhancing that stretch, that sensation deep in the right glute. It's about as far as I'm going to go. Back up. Now turn your chest outside, so towards the knee. Press down with the shin. And if you have to adjust your hands a little bit, that's fine. And now I'm feeling like I'm pressing down more with the knee side, which also is fine, but my foot's still pushing into the ground as well. Come up. Turn to the foot. Last one. Push the shin down. Feels more like the foot is heavy here, but still keep the knee down. Reach forward. Pushing the shin down, knee down, reach forward. not just falling forward, or not just falling straight to the floor. 3, 2, 1, up.